Our first example here is of an open side dump defense by Hannah against GW. Now open side dump defense is harder than break side dump defense because you don't have the mark helping you out. However, Hannah does a great job setting up. You'll notice that she's a little bit upfield and between her player and the disc. GW is going to run a pretty standard dump cut once the person with the disc turns towards her dump. She's going to cut upwards and then try and get the dump backwards. Obviously, the worst thing that Hannah can do is let the GW player get the dump up the field. That's exactly what we want to stop. So let's see how Hannah does it. You'll notice that once the GW dump cuts upfield, Hannah uses her body to block her path. This is important because if Hannah starts to backpedal, which is often how you see this defended, then she's going to be on her heels and the GW player is going to be able to cut behind the handler with the disc and get open that way very easily. Now let's see how Hannah does when the GW player starts to make her cut backwards.
Nice, Hannah! Yeah,
Hannah, because she was not on her heels, was able to keep up with the GW player as she moved backwards behind the dump. Now this is where Hannah could have done slightly better. She gets actually a little bit behind the dump and almost creates a window for the player to go upfield, but she recovers very quickly and manages to get a great D. Now, let's see how it looks when you're on the break side. Here we have Fia guarding the dump with the disc coming in after a foul. You can see that again, she is in good dump position, upfield and between her player and the disc. In this example, the VCU player is not going to cut upfield. Instead, she's going to cut straight back. Let's see how Fia handles this.
Well, it's still in your hand.
Fia does pretty much the right thing here. As the VCU player goes back, Fia follows her without getting too aggressive about it, and she makes a decent play on the disc. Now, however, she's not in the right position. So let's see how she handles having made an attempt on the disc and missing it. Honestly, this is really the best part of this dump defense. Fia makes a bid at the disc, doesn't get it, and is now out of position. And she immediately rectifies that and gets around to the correct side so that she can hold the force. In doing so, she actually prevents what could have been a very dangerous break pass that would have given VCU a lot of yards. Here we have another example of break side dump defense. And this one, Fendler is on the dump. You'll see that again, she is set up in a great position. Okay, she's a little upfield and between her person and the disc. Let's see how she handles it as her player starts her dump cuts.
God, Ryan.
What? I can't do it. I can't get it wrong.
Fender does a great job here being physical. She blocks the Franklin and Marshall players' upfield cut perfectly. And in fact, there's enough contact there that she gets knocked a little off balance. Now, where she gets in a little bit of trouble is that she doesn't recover quite and get the mark on properly after the disc goes up. She's a little bit straight up, she doesn't get around, she probably could have been a little quicker and that would have made this good. But really I included this to emphasize again that physicality is really important in dump defense, both open side and break side. Alright, and that's it for dump defense. Coming up next we have our first trivia clue. The first person to get the reference that this clue makes and send it to me will get a prize. Woo! Alrighty, our first clue is musical, so listen up and good luck!